As Wendy was making her way down the stairs, she was pushed from behind.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's really, even though this wasn't a planned part of the night, we just respond to the fact that she's been pushed.
So do we have something to throw either here also?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that?
we're right.
Spots, and then all you hear is...
But when you hear what after it comes?
That is the most. I have been involved with the paranormal for years, and that is the best experience I've had in my life. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hello, I'm Mike Hirons, and today we're in Leinster, in beautiful County Wexford, Enniscorthy Castle. I want you to join us today, and welcome to Paranormal Journeys. Paranormal Journeys has come to Enniscorthy Castle in County Wexford. Over the centuries, the castle was the site of many fierce battles and played a massive role in the United Irishman Rebellion in 1798, where over 20,000 people, mostly women and children, lost their lives. The castle was once a prison and later a private home before being commandeered by the Free State Army during the Irish Civil War. Joined by local investigator Michael Benson, Paranormal Journeys will investigate the claims visitors and staff have reported, such as poltergeist activity, shadow figures and disembodied voices. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it, all the history under one cabinet really, and people talking about it.
That's right, and as I understand it, a lot of these documents have been donated to the castle by one of the last people to live here. I understand he lived here as a child, now it doesn't mention his name, but...
1798 rebellion,
that's right.
All the way through to the Easter Rising.
Yeah, and it was acquired by the committee of the Athenaeum, which is the theatre next door, in 1961. And the plan was at that point to develop it as a museum, which they did until I think it was the early 90s. And it's been closed for some 15 years up until recent renovations and open to the public again.
Tremendous. And now even you can actually feel, can't you? Now everything's quieted down, there's no members of public here. You can actually feel the atmosphere change. In fact, we were talking about this when we were going up to the higher levels.
Yeah. What I think we're getting at now is that base energy level that exists within the castle consistently, and not just the hustle and bustle created by people as they come through on each visit.
Very exciting. You know, Mark, as we walk around today, you know, the atmosphere's changed as we've just been talking about, and I'm thinking, you know, you look in and around this building, and what I'm actually sort of feeling now is, you know, it's built by Philip de Prendergast. I'm wondering tonight, once we get into our experiments and into the panel investigation, Michael, whether we'll get this guy coming through. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Given the nature of his relationship with this particular building, he would be more than welcome to join us tonight for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be tremendous. And if not him, there's been many other lords and Norman lords that have been involved with this place, and let's just hope that we get some communication.
Absolutely.
Really looking forward to it.
That's right. And with the history of this building, some of the tenants have had very short stays.
So I believe. Well, I was actually having a walk around this morning, and I was quite taken back because I was walking up to the turret area, I was going up the stairs, and the first thing I felt was sort of a depression put over me, like a cloud of depression. I haven't experienced that very often when I've walked around. I've experienced similar things on an investigation, but it became quite worrying for me because it didn't lift when I actually left the castle and stayed with me after when we came back to the hotel. And I have a little bit of a concern because I feel that this depression, it stayed with me, and I feel that we're going to have to be a little bit careful. I really want to do a lot of protection tonight. I want to make sure we've got our barriers up because I just wasn't happy. I don't know if it's negativity, I don't know if it's something coming forward to me that is I don't know if it's a warning or what, but something's telling me to put the guard up tonight. So I'm going to keep an eye on the proceedings, and I'm going to keep an eye on the way everybody goes along with the investigation, seeing how they feel, and just keeping a close eye on this, because it's just a strange feeling, a very strange feeling I'm getting at this place.
The energy ball experiment. I'm going to use some of our investigators to use their own energy to try and charge up another investigator, like you would charge up a battery. In a sensory deprivation experiment, the volunteer will have many of his senses deprived, often vision, often hearing, touch. This can enhance his concentration, and hopefully he will be able to concentrate more. We can be distracted by environmental noise, by our internal body systems, by the temperature of the room, even by the touch of your hands on your knee. This can all distract from things that maybe we would be able to hear otherwise. Removal of these distractions can enhance our ability to hear and see what we often would not pay attention to.
Well, actually, we're going to be doing an experiment I don't know very little of, to be honest with you. I've used a copper pyramid before. We're actually doing it on the roof of Enniscorthy Castle, which I think is a first.
The investigators are all going to join together to form an energy circle, each with one specific message to send to the spirit world, requesting certain things to be done to Mike, who will be asked to verbally report as the experiment goes on what he feels, what he experiences, hoping that there'll be some paranormal activity created by this energy.
How are you feeling, Mike?
Very, very mixed emotions, to be honest with you. I've never done this type of experiment before. I'm excited, very excited actually, to see the outcome and what I actually pick up from this.
Here, we're going to try and create energy around you. I'm going to have white noise in your ears, if that's okay, goggles on. I want you to just verbally, just anything you feel, just please speak out, just constantly speak out. And a few wee things we've planned, so that to be sent to you. So
I'm going to hear white noise.
You're going to just hear white noise.
Okay.
At no stage is anybody going to touch you or make you jump or approach you. The experiment will end when the white noise ceases. So don't worry, don't just relax. Nobody's going to make you jump.
Okay.
Just it'll end whenever you end it. When that noise stops, just you come out, and then you happy now?
Yeah, very happy.
Thank you for doing this. Brilliant. You're a perfect person to do this. So let's get you set up. So if you don't mind. Get you sitting down. Don't break the spread of energy, guys. Just put it in like that. Just remember, guys, just send.
At the moment I'm finding it really, really hard to breathe. Something's touching my hair. What is touching my hair? Feels like my hair's standing on end. Something touching the top of my head now. Now I'm finding it hard to breathe again. Now it feels like someone's tapping the bottom of my chair. Very uncomfortable now in the breathing.
I'm not sure at the moment. I think he's okay. He's fine.
Why? Finding it hard to breathe. Someone touching my forehead.
We now appear to have 3 out of the 4 variables he has mentioned have happened to him.
There we go. Just facing this direction. So what we're trying to do here is if anything goes through or any interference whatsoever in the atmosphere, we should see it through the lasers being interfered with. I'm going to try and get better setting where we'd see it more noticeable?
And then we went down to the dungeon. I remember before going down, I was feeling great on the night. But when we went downstairs, you asked the question, Michael, how do you feel down here? And before I knew it, I got touched on the shoulder twice, which I thought was someone beside me, but it couldn't be because there was actually no one beside me at the time. And then I got this overwhelming sense of sadness and emotions while I was down there. And for the whole time we were down there, I wasn't feeling too well. And it was just like I was isolated, and I felt I was even different from the crowd, that I wasn't even supposed to be there, or I knew none of you was there. Until then, when the thing was finished after 15 minutes or so, we went back up again, and I felt great again. So that was a strange thing that happened to me on that night, you know, so couldn't explain it.
I mean, one of the most interesting ones for me, for a number of reasons, was a particular piece of EVP that we captured. It was down in the dungeon, and interestingly enough, on that night we had a journalist and a press photographer as well doing a piece on the group. I had explained about how EVP works, and we asked, if there's something here with us, if there's someone here with us, can you please tell us your name? To which we had a response where he said, Jim. I explained that when you get one-word responses, obviously to rule out to the best possible extent random chance, ask the question again. So we repeated it and said, please can you tell us that again? Can you say your name? Jim, a second time. And just for good measure, we went once more and he said, I'm sorry, can I ask you that once more? Can you please tell us your name? And it was almost as if he was becoming impatient with us then, because the response we got after the third time was, my name is Jim.
Right.
You know, as if to say, how many more times are you going to ask me the same question? But it does prove that, you know, random chance in that instance really doesn't hold up as an argument. Certainly from a personality point of view, he comes across as a pleasant disposition, somebody who I'd be quite comfortable in engaging with. There's nothing that feels in any way untoward about this particular personality.